Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another live stream on the Nitsudge Nobel Twitch channel. My name is Nitsudge, and why is that? Ah, there it is. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another live stream on the Nitsudge Nobel Twitch channel. My name is Nitsudge, and welcome to the Splatfest stream, starting right now. And we have Implored in chat commenting, hello, and welcome to the stream. Last night we were tinkering with some stuff, and so there should be some improvements in what's going on stream. Really quickly, I just got to turn one thing off. No, not that. No, that was the wrong thing. There we go. Got the thing I wanted turned off. So, I hope you all are doing well, because we are starting the Splatfest today at 7 Eastern. Implored, let me know when Splatfest started for you. I'm willing to bet it'll be 7 in the UK, but I don't know when that would be. Maybe it was 5 p.m. in the UK as opposed to 7, because ours is set for 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is 7 Eastern.
Hello. Hello.
Ah, Nightly, welcome.
Yes, stream started at the perfect time. I was just heading back from breakfast.
Nice. It seems like there's a little bit of a technical issue. Let me get that sorted out right now. Try say something now?
Hello, hello.
Huh, it seems not to be working. Okay, give me just one sec. Ooh, Spanish oatmeal sounds very good. Alright, I have fixed the issue. I just had to get up and head over to my computer to fix things. But now we are back up and live. Implored, I hope what I'm about to do comes over the mic very well. Oh, omelette. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm thinking Spanish oatmeal doesn't make much sense on a conceptual level, but okay. Sorry, when I was reading it, I was in the middle of getting up to fix something on stream, so I misread it. So, we are getting started with Splatfest at 7, which I think will be around the time that Toby is getting off stream. I wonder who my two friends are that are online. NT24. Nice. Well, I am glad it was good indeed. And the obvious Nightly is online.
Indeed.
Indubitably. I'm not sure what you're saying wow to.
Was just checking out the shops. I had 3 items that all had ink saver up, nice and
Oh.
star up, and by buying each one of those items, I got the sticker for each shopkeeper.
Ooh, nice.
So it was a fun coincidence that they all triggered at the same time.
Excuse me. Ooh, Mincemeat Metalwork and Sturgeon Shipyards. Those are fun turf war maps. And, ooh, Sockeye Station is still up for Salmon Run. So, I think we should probably do a little bit of Salmon Run. Since Salmon Run gives the best, yeah, it will be the best for when we're playing Splatfest.
It will?
Yeah, because we'll get all the tickets, and that'll make Splatfest better, even.
Oh, yes. I thought you were saying it would be best to play during the Splat.
Oh, no, that's my bad. I think I probably should have clarified what I meant. That's my bad.
No issue.
Alright. Actually, I didn't check the shops. I should check the shops real quick.
Probably. So how are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Figured out how to do the stream setting up thingamabob, and I'm kind of excited for it. And
Oh, nice. What's
I
your
did breakfast.
nice? What's your setup look like?
Just setup as in like Streamlabs and the PNG tuber and all that.
Yeah.
Setup is just my computer and my headphones.
Nice. Alright, I have opened a room since I had nothing to get from the shops. So
got my programmer socks today.
oh, nice. Ah, das ist gut so. You know what's really funny is there's a lot about German that's easily understandable to English speakers. Like, if I say, das ist gut so, what do you think that means?
That is good.
Very close. So it means that's a good thing. German is a lot more like English, given that that English is in fact a Germanic language in its origin. Well, in its most infantile, English is actually a Celtic language, but it hasn't been a Celtic language in, well, literally thousands of years. I just got on top of the egg cage. That's hilarious. I really quickly fell off of it, but hey, that's kind of cool. Didn't know that you could do that. Ooh. So, as you may or may not have noticed, there have been some changes made to the stream setup. So, firstly, if we get any new followers, you'll see that I have new alerts. These are custom alerts as well. But additionally, the view count has been replaced with a timer. The timer, by the way, marks when I'm going to be having a break. So, the next break I'll be having is in 2 hours and 39 minutes. Give or take a few minutes, a few seconds for stream delay. Which will be around 3 p.m. Eastern. And that'll essentially be to go get lunch, get some more water or tea, stuff like that. It'll be a 15-minute break. Given all the talk about omelette, I might actually have an omelette for breakfast when I go to take the stream break at 3. Come on, we just need to stay alive. Nice. Oh, I'm glad to hear it was a good omelette. Indeed. What was in the omelette? I'm curious. And by the way, what would you say is the perfect omelette? The best omelette I ever had was a beef and cheese, a spicy beef and pork sausage omelet, where it had a lot of really nice minced beef and a pork sausage, like a spicy one in it. Like, that was just peak omelet for me, and it also had a nice blend of cheddar and mozzarella cheese, though that's North American mozzarella, which is fake mozzarella. It's not really an Italian thing, but it is tasty. Yeah, it was weird that it was... I don't know if, like, some serious lag happened on my end, but, like, it was showing the dually player as being alive when they were down. I was the dually player that round. Oh, I wasn't. Okay. I thought I was. Weird. But yeah, spicy pork sausage, minced up with, you know, nice bits, you know, nice beef and, shredded cheese together. It was just, oh, so good. What would you say is the perfect omelet, Knightley?
I honestly don't have all that many omelets. And I also don't prefer a lot of spices, so probably just omelets.
Ah, and see, whereas I'm big into spicy food and, like, mushrooms and all that stuff. I was thinking more about, like, the animal-based ingredients, but, like, you know, get a little bit of fried onion in there, some nice garlic, a little bit of tomato, like either sun-dried or, like, sliced cherry tomatoes, get some hot peppers in there, just awesome. I mean, obviously you gotta throw in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and, you know, depending on taste, a little bit of sriracha too, or some cremation, which is not the ashes left over from dead people. Cremation is a Canadian hot sauce that you can only get in the city that I'm from, and a couple of other places. Yes, it is the same Scoville as police-grade pepper spray. Chat is saying that you sound a little bit quiet, so I'll have to fix that in a second here. Ah, fair enough. Yeah. So, cremation is, like, really, really spicy. Because, you know, police-grade pepper spray. But as a food. Yeah. Speaking of, I have figured out what to do for a 75 follower special. A drinking game. Yes, except my inebriation will not be from alcohol poisoning. It will be from capsaicin poisoning. Because every time someone, every time I fail a challenge, I have to take a shot of a spicier hot sauce. Where you cause pain to yourself because it's fun? I mean, but you get why people cause pain to themselves because it's fun, right? Well, imagine masochism, but it's about spicy things. And additionally, anytime someone donates, tips, whatever during the stream, I will take a shot of a spicier hot sauce, but it won't count towards the all of my next shots have to be spicier. Starting all the way down at Frank's Red Hot, going to sriracha, and then a bunch of local stuff that's really quite spicy. I'll be in pain for days. Afterwards, too. I enjoy the thought of, you know, spicy food. I'm gonna have Greek yogurt with me to hopefully not, you know, become deaf. Destroyer of toilets. Or what? Well, that's gonna be what's gonna happen either way. It's just whether or not, you know, I'm going to hate every minute of it, or going to go, oh my god, why did I do this to myself? which are two separate feelings. Because the, oh god, why did I do this to myself, you can also get from Taco Bell. That is more than fair enough. Also, I have no idea what my TV just did. But I have lost the center of my field of view. Because it brought up its settings menu! Fortunately, the center of my field of view is kind of not an issue for me. Ah, finally went away. Okay, now where's the exit button? That's not what I wanted. So, oh, I'm gonna hate myself for it too, Implord, you know. I recognize that this is a very silly thing for a very silly man to do. However, I am a very silly man. So, I see it as entirely in character. And, Knightley, just try saying something real quick.
Ouroboros named Boris.
And Actually, Knightley wasn't here for the Ouroboros named he wasn't here for the Ouroboros named Boris. So how Knightley wasn't. Or no, sorry, Implord wasn't. Sorry, Implord wasn't. Sorry, I woke up and then I just started streaming. I'm still a little bit tired. Implord wasn't here for Boris the Porous Horror Ouroboros getting beat up by Chuck Norris. And a daughter named Dolores.
And their entire family too is quite the boy.
How scorious.
That I don't know what means.
I think it means scandalous. But don't quote me on it. Oi, you will not be getting those eggs.
I do quote you on it, Peoria.
No. But I will be. I'm trying to think of another word. I can't think of something else. Morose. Yeah, that works. I will be quite morose.
The viability of the dually is quite low.
Mudmouths. Alright. Oh, okay. It means friendly or ally.
Quite a bit, but yeah.
Well, 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 Implord, what have you just thrown in my chat? Emojis of what you would like done unto you? Not that I'd be unhappy to comply, of course.
And 44 is 40.
He's very ornery. Do you know what ornery means?
Yes. Agitated and annoyed.
Ah, but it also has another meaning as well. It can also mean lurid, licentious, or lewd. Actually, I'm curious, do any of you know who Tom Lear is? Well, Tom Lear is a singer from the 40s, 50s, and 60s who worked for the CIA and invented the Jello shot. Also, he was not a huge fan of the establishment.
Didn't you just say you work with the CIA?
Yes. Didn't mean he was a fan of them. Nightly. I can actually sing some Tom Lear if anyone is interested. I will do one of my favorite ones, which is "We Will All Go Together When We Go."
Oh, like a Prey friend group.
Well, it's not quite like that. When you attend a funeral, it is sad to think that sooner or later those you love will do the same for you. And though you may have thought it tragic, not to mention other adjectives, to think of all the weeping they will do. Well, don't you worry, no more ashes, no more sackcloth, or an armband made of black cloth will someday never more again be worn. For if the bomb that drops on you gets your friends and neighbors too, there'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know. Universal bereavement and inspiring achievement. Yes, we all will go together when we go. And I forget what comes next, so just give me a sec to scroll. We will all go together when we go. Let's see. All suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when they go. We will all fry together when we fry. We'll be French fried potatoes by and by. There will be no more misery when the world is a rotisserie. Yes, we all will fry together when we fry. Down by the old maelstrom, there'll be a storm before the calm, and we will all bake together when we bake. There'll be nobody present at the wake, with complete participation in that grand incineration. Nearly 3 billion hunks of well-done steak. That'd be 8 billion today. We will all char together when we char, and let there be no moaning of the bar. Just sing out a TDM when you see that ICBM, and the party will be come as you are. Oh, we will all burn together when we burn. There'll be no need to stand and wait your turn. When it's time for the fallout and St. Peter calls us all out, we'll just fold our agendas and adjourn. You will all go to your respective Valhallas. Correctly, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And we will all go together when we go. Every Hottentot and every Eskimo. That term's no longer socially acceptable. When the air becomes Uranus, we will all go simultaneous. Yes, we all will go together when we all go together. Yes, we all will go together when we go. And I do not have a piano accompaniment. Oh, well, thank you. I did have to look up the lyrics for that one. I didn't have them all committed to memory. Implord's like, fun fact, I'm always just out of peripheral vision. What? I'm not sure what that is.
Doctor Who.
Oh, prisoner... Sorry, you'll still have to clue me in which Doctor.
11.
Oh, that explains it. I was not a huge fan of Matt Smith's run. Ah, and see, for me, it's David Tennant who's my favorite. He was the one before Smith.
Yeah. And the one...
Longest running Doctor as well. Yes, which is actually really interesting. As am I.
Yeah, Business 13 was convict who would always exist in the peripheral but never issue directly from.
Ah, okay. That feels like, so you watched David Tennant's run then, right?
I yes,
So, you know the, so then you know the, episode where they had the, straw man, right?
I do.
Um, so there was actually a character like that of the straw men, or of the people who were, making the straw men, where they were, permanently trapped as a punishment, always just out of view.
Oh yeah.
Also, Implord, I have turned Nately up a bit more, so he should be audible now. I gotta quickly grab a spoon.
Business 13 just did a bit more maliciously, so that's why I thought it would equate him to Implord.
True, whereas the Doctor is the one who trapped the, one of the family of blood.
Yes. Family of Blood was such. Ooh. Poignant story.
Top tier two-parter. You know what's funny, though, is that Family of Blood actually relates to the Master as well. The Family of Blood story, it features the Master in it.
I do not remember that.
So, the Family of Blood, that was the two-parter set at the school where the Doctor had lost his memories.
And then all the family members, one way or another, have been lost.
Yeah. However, there is a boy in it who survives into World War II carrying the Doctor's fob watch. Or I should say pocket watch, technically. The one where he trapped all of his memories inside of it. And that character becomes the Master as a way to revive him. For, I still think of it as New Who, because that's how I was introduced to it as, was New Who. But essentially, modern-day Doctor Who. That's why the season finale for that season was, The Sound of Drums. Which was the return of the Master to Doctor Who for the first time in, like, you know, actually, since Old Who when the Master died. I've been watching through most of David Tennant's run lately. I've actually got most of it on DVD, but I still have to get the final season. Actually, I'm curious, who is your favorite companion of all the characters? River Song, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that is actually a really funny... It's a really funny plot line running through the entire show is spoilers.
Yeah, it's so unique, and I feel like only Doctor Who would be able to portray that best. The inevitability, but also joy.
Yeah. Curse not having a dodge roll.
second favorite was.
Okay, that's actually very interesting. So my favorite two companions are Rose from both David Tennant and I'm forgetting his name. It's slipping me right now. That no, Rose didn't travel with Matt Smith. It was the guy before Tennant. I'm trying to think of.
The guy with the super shaved head?
Yeah, and the leather jacket.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Let me look it up. Ninth Doctor. Christopher Eccleston. There we go. So yeah, so he was the Doctor for the first season of Who, for New Who, I should say. And Rose was his companion, and when he regenerated into David Tennant's The 10th Doctor, Rose stuck around, and so she's my second favorite, and my first has to go to Donna Noble. Yeah, for one thing, the stories with Donna Noble were a lot more interesting, I thought. Now, that's in part because they had the character fully, like, the idea of David Tennant's 10th Doctor fully formed by that point. And they were more telling the wrap-up to his story when she came around rather than starting an entirely new one. But the other thing was that Donna Noble brought along so many cool characters like her grandfather. And companions always bring along their own fun characters, and I think Donna brought along some particularly fun characters.
The 13th Doctor did not.
Yeah, I liked her. I liked Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, but she didn't have fun companions, in my opinion. The stories were really good, but it was not the most fun to watch. I wish she had gotten some slightly better companions to roll with. And, like, people make it all because, like, oh, they're LGBT, that's why it wasn't as good. And it's like, no, it's not why. I'm like, well, it was because it was a woman Doctor. And it's like, no, that's not why. I just think that they didn't know how to write as well as they used to. Which can happen with a show over time, you know? As you get in new people and stuff like that. I think... I was just going to say, I think with having David Tennant back as the Doctor, and the showrunner from that period in time, which was Matt Davies, they're going to have the band back together. And you're not going to be crucified for disliking Doctor Who. You know,
talk about everything.
Yeah, like... Yeah, in yesterday's stream we talked a little bit about politics and the recent Trump indictment. We've talked about, like, all sorts of stuff. One series I've really liked watching it also is Broadchurch. I'm not sure if you've watched Broadchurch.
Nope. I don't watch a lot of TV shows nowadays.
Fair enough. Broadchurch is a detective show run by Matt Davies, and its longest-running main character was played by David Tennant. I think it's what they both moved on to after Doctor Who.
Well, you say that as if David Tennant has moved on.
Well, I mean, he was a fan of the show from, like, the time he was a kid. I'm sure he's still a fan of the show.
Well, what I mean is he's still on the show.
Well, yeah, because he's coming back.
Which I'm super interested in is if he's going to be the before, or it'll be all new.
You know, I'm a big fan of that saying that you can never go home. And I don't think he will be the same Doctor. I think he will be a very similar Doctor, but not the same. I think the experiences he had as the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th Doctor will shape him irrevocably.
That's a good word for it.
Or sorry, not irreparably, but like...
No, that is the perfect word for it.
Well, that would mean like it was an unrecoverable change. I don't think he was actually damaged by them. I think he will just be a different version of himself.
His damage was changed beyond what can be changed back. Experiences aren't something you just forget. So I think irrevocably is a good word for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, but disliking Doctor Who is not something you're going to get crucified around here for. Like, we all are entitled to our opinions, you know? Like, look at all those chickens. I'm not sure if that was the reference you were making, Implord. He sent a look at all those... He sent in a thing that said, look at all those eggs, and I'm thinking, look at all those chickens. I think that's one gold he's gonna pop out of is this one.
I think it's gonna be this one. Haha, I was right. People would more not stand directly in front of the platform who can't move and then keep all my shots into their back.
I hope I'm not the one who did that.
No, whoever the teammate.
I found the Goldie. First time I've ever done that.
I do love the fact that they can solve all the really stuff okay. Like caviar or what?
Actually, do you know the difference between caviar and roe?
Size?
No, not size. Actually, I believe the difference between caviar and roe is species.
That makes sense.
Found the Goldie. Right before time ran out. Ah, it was a look at all those chickens joke. Okay. Between caviar and roe.
Do you prefer out of caviar or what?
I actually like both. Ah, okay, so all fish eggs are roe, but caviar only comes from sturgeon. So it is a species thing.
Yeah. I love sushi with roe.
I couldn't agree more. Though we both know it.
Family boy.
You know what's interesting, actually, is that most roe that we have in North America, roe or caviar or whatever, is actually farmed. Meaning, in order to do it sustainably, you can't actually consume the entire bloodline.
Sustainably, whatever. I don't like my more sustainable. I like my more toxic, ancient farming and I believe you do too.
Sometimes. Implored has just said caviar is for the rich. Yeah, caviar and roe both are actually fairly expensive. Have you gotten to the point in Salmon Run where it's only giving you an upgrade every 2 bars, or are you still getting an upgrade every bar?
Every 2 bars.
Okay. Do we want to move over to Splatfest then, because...
After King Salmon.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I hope those gulps were enjoyable, Implored. Well, I'm certainly glad to know what you guys like and be able to do it for you. The best prey are those that are happily willing to climb right into your gut. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm more into willing than unwilling, or... Though I'm not sure about you. Oi, you're not getting away with that egg. One thing I don't like is that it doesn't tell you what stuff you've splatted the way it would in Turf War.
Well, why would you need
I don't know, it'd just be nice. What I think would be really neat is if at the end of the battle it actually gave you a list of all what stuff you killed.
that's so you could ward over how many stamina consumed.
Well, yeah, but it would also just be like a neat data thing to compare over a match. Or over many matches, how many you did, because... Okay, this is...
They have that in some sort of manual.
So they do, but they don't tell you which ones you're getting. They're just telling you how many. And I'd love to be able to break down the data for something like that, because I'm that kind of weirdo.
I think they're like broken prey. Prey you fought before, but I'm futile now. So they willingly, even though they focus so much of work.
You're thinking a little bit kind of like the Darrow clone?
But we weren't gonna talk about our two.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. I was just trying to make sure if that's what you meant.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
That is just a fountain of
Emplord says he would have joined us for Splatfest, but he couldn't join the North because the connection to the North American server gets really iffy during Splatfest.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shame, but it's nice to have you here.
Yeah, though I think during Splatfests you can actually select to be on the North American server, as opposed to the British one, and I think that might maybe make it easier. Hey, I can get that. Constantly suffering disconnection issues is just awful. I think we're going to have an encounter with one of the King Salmonids. Now, chat, you take a... Implord, what do you think it will be? Do you think we're going to get, Chawazuna? Or do you think we are going to get, Boris the Horroroboros? Or Boris the Porous Horroroboros? Alright, chat, you've got a few... Alright, chat's just got a few seconds before they see it. And, alright, I think... Chat just guessed the king. By the way, target the orb in its mouth.
Yes, I popped it once.
Okay, cool.
The Splatling gun is really good at.
That's cool. Oh, that's good, I should say. I don't think we're gonna make it. Yeah, we didn't make it. Oh, okay. He meant to say, Chowazuma. So he was wrong. which is more than okay.
No, it's time to crucify him.
Just did.
So, over to Tofu.
Yep.
Excuse me.
But first, let's check out the rewards we've got.
I got nothing good.
All I got were things I already had,
Same.
and not even a single ticket.
Same. Not even money, just...
Yeah. Though I do have to stop by the general store to check out what I just got from the catalog. Alright, I got an ticket. Let's all go to the lobby.
Tickets?
I know, I'm just being funny by saying an ticket.
Ah.
Let's all go to the lobby, let's all go to the lobby, let's all go to the lobby before the film begins. You know, I should pick out what I'm going to be wearing during the actual Splatfest itself. So let's do that real quick. Ooh, I like the way those boots look. So we're going to run with those. I like the look of Cheka boots. That helmet looks good, but is there anything I like the look of more? I really have got to get me one of these flap caps in real life. They're really, really handy if you're doing anything outside. Ooh, I do like the pork pie hat that they're calling a boater. Now what headgear do I want?
I'm particularly particular to the wide circular hat that changes color with whatever ink you have.
How is liking a Cheka boot a hipster? Or do you mean because I was wearing the party hardy hat?
Also, I love kill it with water.
Yeah, that is funny. I'm willing to bet that that's probably in reference to my party hardy hat, which was my favorite hat in Splatoon 1, and I was so hyped to see it back, and you're like, kill it with water, and I'm like, okay. Actually, I don't have super great rolls on these, so I'm going to see if I can afford to go scrub them.
Scrub-a-dub-a-dub.
And I'm actually going to pop a few drinks in to increase the chances of getting the stuff that I want. Alright, well, let's scrub slots. And we want the Howdy Hat scrubbed. And then we are gonna want,
With the stats I currently have, I can fire these dualies for 18 seconds straight.
ooh, nice. And we're gonna scrub the Checka boots. Alright, so I have got all of my gear for the Splatfest scrubbed.
Nice.
Alright, and now if I go to this, I can. Um... Alright, so just currently getting my gear spec'd out. Alright, and my Howdy Hat is perfect.
Wow, you have enough of that?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with the chunks ever.
Nice.
Reduces special gauge. Okay, upgrade your special weapon. From damage from sub-weapons. Ooh, this I'm gonna want. Because I've literally never used chunks before. That's why I have so many chunks just available sitting around.
I haven't used them at all, but I certainly don't have that amount.
True, I've also been playing since launch. I'm not...
Played since launch, but I haven't played a ton.
Fair enough, whereas I've completed the catalog every season and competed in all but one Splatfest.
Jeez.
And the only reason I didn't compete in that Splatfest is because I was severely ill.
Oh no.
Yeah. Alright, I have opened a room, by the way, and I'm sending out the invite.
Someone's got a Wojak in the lobby.
I'm not sure what you mean by a Wojak.
You don't know what a Wojak is?
I might know what it is, I might not have heard the term. How do you spell that?
W-O-J-A-K.
Oh. The really sketchy internet guy.
Yeah, but it's mostly in the form of a meme.
Yeah, I know. By sketchy, by the way, I didn't mean, like, weird or, like, creepy. I meant, like, literally sketchy.
Ah, yes. Anyway, there was some splat thing with the Wojak.
I see. Also, you called me a splooter implored. That is hilarious. It isn't really a hardcore thing. It essentially means I play, like... It essentially means I play, like, for, like, a couple of weeks, like, every month. Now, around Splatfest, I pretty much play just Splatoon, occasionally taking, like, breaks for an hour so I can play something else to get the crosshairs burned out of my eyeballs before going back to it. Like, right now, if I close my eyes, I can see the crosshairs. Like, I know exactly where they are in my field of view.
That is quite a bit.
Yeah. That's why when my screen was blocked out with the with my TV's settings menu coming up for some reason, and I'm still not sure why that happened, it didn't bother me one bit, and I was still able to keep splatting. Just like, I know where the crosshairs are. There's no mystery here. Yeah. The other thing, too, is I've often picked the winning team. Like, I picked the winning team in all but 2 Splatfests that I've competed in. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm on your side, because I've never been on the winning side of the splat.
Well, this might be the 3rd time I pick wrong, but it might also be, you know, just one of the few I've picked right.
Well, I didn't pick this one, so by logical choice, it should be right.
Unless, of course, it's one of the exceptions and will become the 3rd exception. Alright, let's crank this up.
Will be exceptional.
I'm really liking the build I've got with my my weapons, or my my gear.
Oh?
So one, I picked Ink Saver for the main weapon, and put that all on my Howdy hat, which is a Stetson. But Stetson is a brand name, so I technically can't call it a Stetson. Or they couldn't technically call it a Stetson. Then on my shirt, I believe I went with respawn time up, so when I get splatted, my respawn time decreases. And now I can move through enemy ink quicker. It's not as quickly as moving through my own ink, but it is still quicker.
What?
As well as the secret jump ability, which is also nice. Also, I have 180 wins with the crab tank. That's hilarious. Oh, and see, the Chocolate Splatfest is one that I don't think I got right, because I went with white chocolate, which I don't think won.
White chocolate is one of the cummy ones.
I went with it because I happened to have white chocolate at the time. And I thought, oh, this is tasty, I like it. And when my favorite chocolate is whatever chocolate is right in front of me, and so I went with the white chocolate.
I do not like dark chocolate.
Oh, really? It's actually my preference for chocolate most of the time.
Huh. Oh, white chocolate won.
Oh, okay. So it did, actually. So when it first came out, I went Team Scissors, and Team Scissors won. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry.
I really wonder what the finale Splatfest for 3 is going to be.
I have no idea. You know what? Actually, you know what? I would almost be willing to bet at what it would be.
What?
So, you know how the first one was... It's finale... Callie and Maria, and then the next one was Order versus Chaos. I'm willing to bet it'll be for some new conceptual mode. And whichever one wins will be the mode that gets put in.
Well, it usually goes beyond just the node. It usually defines the entire platoon.
I know, but, like, suppose they put in a thing where it's like, okay, well, you can play Capture the Flag, or you can play Team Deathmatch, or Push the Payload, right?
Yeah.
And in the final Splatfest, you actually have to, you can only play those 3 modes, and it's like, whichever one wins, that's the one that gets added into the next game, and almost shapes whatever the next area is going to be. Like, suppose Capture the Flag won, right? Maybe it would be some sort of, like, military training base themed area, and all the maps would be around it, and instead of being an agent, you might be, like, recruit something or other, and, you know, the goal might be taking down some enemy militia or something, or some rebels or whatnot.
I do love cutting down rebellion.
Yeah. By the way, on the Splatfests that are actually part of Splatoon 3 and not the Splatfest premiere, I went with Gear, which won. I went with Water, which won. Because that was your Pokemon starter, and I always go Water for reasons I may or may not have explained on stream before, actually.
Well, start?
No, actually. It actually is the other way around. So, when I got my Game Boy Advanced SP, one of the first games I got for it, though not the first game for it, was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Did you get Mudkip?
No, I got Squirtle. Which is making Squirtle my first starter Pokemon. Because it was also my first Pokemon game. And ever since, I have always went with the water starter, at least on my first playthrough. Yeah, one of the ones I didn't win was on spicy versus sweet versus sour. I went with sour, not sweet, costing me the win there. Oh, actually, I've only lost... I thought there was one more. I thought there had been 6 up until this point. There's only 5. Okay, so then I guess I've only lost one, which was that one. And then I went with white chocolate. And this round I'm going with aliens.
Alien.
Oh, a Splatoon villain Splatfest would be great.
Ooh, Grizz, Commander... Commander something. I forget his name, not Chowder. Tartar.
Versus DJ Octavio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what my answer would be on that one.
Octavia.
Yeah, obviously. He's the best.
Around. Everything is around.
You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down.
I like Tartar.
I think I like Octavius, for the same reason I like Metaton. Just so fun as a character.
cartoon villain Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoon villain. What's not to like? Like that's what Mettaton is. That's what like Octavio is. That's what Megatron. That's what Skeletor. Yeah, I'll get you, He-Man. You bumbling boobs. I don't know. I'm trying to do Skeletor, but I'm still pretty tired.
It's quite alright.
uh,
Yeah, I would be super interested. Though I don't think it's going to be a finale Splatfest just because it's impossible to have a Splatoon game without Octavia.
it would be grand heresy. And the cult of Scratchwood would come to punish them. You guys don't know about the cult of Scratchwood? You don't know about the cult of Scratchwood?
I do not.
Okay, so there is a guy on YouTube, Matafat Productions. He does this series with animatronic Daleks, where they've started a cult in his living room. And instead of being the cult of Scarrow, it's the cult of Scratchwood.
Okay, how's that fine? I just got splatted by a reflux while behind an obstacle.
So, I actually figured out why that happens, actually not too long ago. So I can explain.
Go ahead.
So, reflux does a burst effect, where the radius is actually calculated above reflux, not on reflux's level, to sort of imitate the way that the ink bursts around it and creates a sort of arc. Because when it explodes, the ink does like this. It doesn't go straight out. It does this little arc thing. And that is what it's trying to do. So it puts it on the level of the top of the arc. And if the obstacle is shorter than it, well, the ink can get over it.
Okay.
After this round, I'm actually thinking... After the next round, I'm thinking about retooling my locker for Splatfest.
Interesting. The only change I've done to my locker is putting the sea snail on top of my hat.
Why wouldn't you put it under the hat so it's wearing it?
Because that would take effort.
Fair enough. By the way, Implord has said if it was the final... They've added an even bigger obstacle there. Well, that's useful. To no one.
What's Implord saying?
Implord was saying if they did the Villain Splatfest as the final one, they would put them into whatever plans that they were making.
Cool. But I just mean, if DJ Octavia is probably going to be anything whatsoever, you just didn't take it with a kid.
You know what I think they would be more willing to do? Is actually come up with 3 new villains and have people pick the species of the villain. So, like, they might have a shark, they might have, well, they can't do a manta ray, they've already done a manta ray.
Well, no, it would be a villain. It could be each of their schools has a villain. the shark for Scissor, an eel for Fly, and a manta ray for Big Man.
Actually, that's true. And they could design a big boss around it.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I'm hoping that we get another year of Splatfests at least.
Yeah, I would believe so.
So, like, the final Splatfest in my mind would be fitting to have it, like, Christmas, or at September, not this year, but the year after, 2024, if they're going to do anything like that. Though after that, what I'd like to see them do is actually set up some essentially pre-made Splatfests. So, like, have a
That
crisp...
is the price of the next game.
what was that?
Final Splatfest is the price of the next game.
Everyone just picks the cheapest one. And the Splatfest can't properly fire because everyone's like, we just want the cheapest price. I'm thinking, like, doing some Christmas one, like, do a Christmas one, do a Halloween one, stuff like that.
I hope so.
But all is, like, pre-made things. Alright, I'm quickly going to retool my locker.
I'm going to put a hat on top of the sea ocean. Or snail or whatever.
Alright, well, I'm not using those boots anymore. Or that. Okay, so... I'm gonna go to the menu, and I'm gonna pick out my howdy hat.
Well, I put the hat on top of the sea ocean.
Nice.
Wow, your locker is decorated.
Yes.
Huh.
I play a lot of Splatoon.
Seems like.
I'm wondering if they do another lining, what it would be. I love mantling. Personally, I'm leaning more towards a sharkling, but that's for obvious reasons. Alright, and I'm opening up a room.
into TF by any chance?
TF?
Yes.
You'll have to DM me what you mean by that. I'm assuming you're using an acronym because you can't say it on stream.
Really can. It's transformation.
Oh, so I'm 50-50 on it, in all honesty.
Alright.
Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not. All depends.
Alright. Well, I just found a very good TF me. So
Ooh, nice.
you.
Well, that is very nice. Whoever you suck is, you suck. You're just standing there.
I'm stuck, but I follow.
Haha. Yes, Implord, of course I'd be into a sharkling. Sharks are awesome. That's why my character is a shark, is because sharks are awesome. I feel like that's a reference I should get.
That is the sole phrase King Shark ever said.
Is... Ah, okay. Wait, is he in the Harley Quinn show?
Yep.
He says more than King Shark is King Shark.
Yeah, that version of him, that version of all the characters is always my favorite. But Suicide Squad, both, in Injustice, no, not Injustice, it was Apocalypse, and in, Justice, I believe, it's just King Shark is a shark.
Sharks are amazing, and I will fucking eat you. And not in the fun way. I'm not sure if you're watching chat, but Implord just said, sharks are dentist's wet dream and nothing more.
I wouldn't imagine sharks are dentists like that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Because they have no need for tooth care, they just keep regrowing them.
Exactly. What's the point of a dentist at that point? Now, a dental insurance company's wet dream, sure. Never have to pay out a thing. You never have to pay out ever? Like, oh, that could be appealing for them. I mean, maybe offered through a company as a benefit. I mean, supposing sapient sharks here. You know, look. Assuming sapient sharks. You know, let's assume the spherical cow here for a minute.
Assume my cousin Throckmorton.
Implord says he's seen weird-ass dentists.
I feel like you have to be weird ass already to be a dentist.
You'll be a dentist. You'll have a knack for causing great pain. I'm curious what your locker looks like nightly.
You'll be able to look at it quite easily. It has lightning bolts and umbrella stickers on the front.
Cool, I'll have to take a look at it right after this match.
And the dried out squid is positioned like it's holding the umbrellas.
Ooh, neat.
I think it'll be exactly what you expected.
Given I have, like, rainbow stickers of dualies on my locker, you probably know what my favorite weapon is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could assume it without me telling you based on the locker.
In my locker.
I assume an umbrella, at least.
An umbrella?
At least one, probably several.
Alright. Anything else?
No, I assume it's just floor-to-ceiling umbrellas.
Okay. I did say there is a sea snail in there.
Yes, a sneeze tail and a hat made entirely of umbrellas. The sea snail, secretly an umbrella. The hat, secretly an umbrella.
Everything is secretly umbrella.
Except my dualies.
That's my secret cat. Everything is umbrella.
Actually, Implord says, "You'll never find my locker." Wanna bet? I'll find your locker like that.
If you're friends with someone, their locker's on a special wall and you can access it at any time. Even when they're not online or you haven't Facebook with them in a while, so I wouldn't be too thorny, Lord.
It was really funny. My favorite version of the dualies are the Splat dualies because they have the crab tank. Why do I love the dualies? Really great movement. Crab tank has really terrible movement.
Yeah, but being able to switch between dual modes is often very good.
That's fair as well. I think I might have just gotten a perfect game.
Okay, that... I don't like that fish.
The fish with the mohawk?
Not the mohawk, but, maybe it was the mohawk.
Holy shit, I got a perfect game. I was not splatted a single time. Implord says, "Your mother is secretly an umbrella." And I do not know why I went for this voice for Implord. But I did. And by the way, Implord, the bang shill command should be working now. Which is exclamation point shill.
Ah, I just splatted dog brain.
That's hilarious.
Now I'm the dog.
You know, I've got a game that I'd love to get everyone together for. Like, on the server for. Maybe as a fun special event.
What game?
So, it's called Two of These People Are Lying. Do you watch Tom Scott?
No.
Okay, so he's done this game called Two of These People Are Lying, where two of these people will be. Where you sit down with 4 people, and so everyone, except for the person trying to figure out who's lying, has brought a Wikipedia article and written down the title of the article. The person who's trying to figure it out picks one at random, and everyone pretends like they know what the article is.
Like Werewolf.
Well, kind of like Werewolf.
Werewolf is usually just a genre of games where people try to throw you off track and confuse you, and it's usually called the werewolf, and then everyone else has other rules and the like that trying to create victory.
Fair enough, though this is more about deception of fact rather than throwing you off who's the killer. And there are 2 people trying to deceive you, one person who's telling the truth, and you are trying to determine what the truth is. Like, suppose you got the article Ghost Festival, right? And someone said it's a celebration in China where they burn special hell banknotes, or it was a ghost riding festival in the Midwest, or it's pronounced Host Festival and it takes place in Croatia. Which one sounds the most believable?
You spoke way too fast for me to understand, sorry.
Oh, okay. So, suppose the article you were trying to figure out who told the truth was called Host Festival, or Ghost Festival, right?
Alright.
And one person said it's a celebration in China where they burn special hell banknotes. Oh, that's cool. And yes, there are lots of umbrellas inside. Where is... Implord, is your Discord, is your Twitch name, Splatoon name NT24?
Oh, it hasn't updated. That's weird. I suppose you have to reset for it to do it, but my locker looks different now.
Maybe. Anyway.
There's 2 storm clouds now, because I bought the other sticker, and the hat is on top of the ocean.
Okay. Ah, well, your locker looks good. Alright, I'm opening a room, by the way. So, back to the thing. Suppose you were trying to figure out who was telling the truth with the article Ghost Festival, right?
Yes.
And one person said it's a festival in China where they burn special hell banknotes. And another person said it's pronounced Host Festival, and it's from Croatia. And a third person said it is a ghost riding festival from the Midwest. Which one sounds the most reasonable?
The Midwest does not do writing, so that one is the least believable.
Not ghost riding, ghost riding. That's where you get out of your car and do silly dances while trying to keep it rolling.
Huh.
You know, which one would sound the most believable out of those three?
It wouldn't be called Ghost... The title of the article wouldn't be called Ghost Festival if it was Chinese or Croatian, so I guess it would be Midwest.
Then you would be incorrect, because the Ghost Festival is a Chinese... So, Ghost Festival is the English translation of the name. And it is the festival of thin-necked ghosts, where people put out food and offering for family members who were forgotten and were not given proper ritual send-off. However, they are forbidden from eating them. So instead, they burn special hell banknotes in order to try and pay for their relatives' ability to eat. And the government prints up special hell banknotes for such an occasion.
Hell Bank.
Yes, hell banknotes. I'm not kidding, this is an actual thing.
Very cool.
But yeah, that's essentially how two of these people are lying works, except you get to ask questions to the people who are lying to try and suss out what's true and what's false.
But wouldn't it immediately go up in smoke? Because if two people are agreeing and two people don't, then that means...
Well, but see, each of the liars also don't know what the article is, so they'll be making up something completely different as well.
Exactly. So the two liars won't agree, but the two truthers will.
There aren't two truthers, though, in a round. There's one truther per round and one person trying to suss it out alongside two liars.
Okay. But yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about it is when they introduce each other, or when Tom Scott introduces the people he has on. Gary Brannon, one of them, always has something funny to say. I think my two favorite ones would have to be when he gets introduced. He says, "Why do you blow that bugle?" And I says, "It don't work if you suck it." Which is just so funny to me. Because it's clearly not the answer to the question that was asked, but it's clearly the literal answer to the literal question that was asked. And the other one that I think is funniest is when he just goes, "Sweet and spicy casserole by the yard." And someone goes, "Do you mean like outside or do you mean the measurement?" And he goes, "Yes." It's just like, what the hell? That kind of stuff gets me. Implored saying I should eat you for guessing incorrectly. Another thing that would actually be fun too is doing some Jackbox games on stream.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that we actually get a couple of followers today, because I've put in new special follower emotes, or not emotes, but new follower notification, and I want to test to make sure they work. But because they're not the built-in ones from Streamlabs, I can't manually trigger them to go off. I have to create a dummy account to follow.
What happens if I...
If you follow and unfollow, it doesn't do anything.
Damn.
Yeah.
But probably for the best.
It would, but it makes testing to set stuff up way harder.
Ooh, I know.
Oh?
Yeah, I have an extra Twitch account for when I try to stream with someone else.
Ah, don't do it right now, do it after this match, so I can do a little bit more positioning on it.
What? What do you mean by position?
Like, I want to get it lined up just right.
Alright.
Oh, and right, I did not go over the stream schedule that will be happening. So, I will go over that now, because I didn't post it at the end of last stream. So, from essentially after Splatfest is done, I will be going live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, from 7 till 9. As well as alternating Saturdays from 6 until 9. Alternating Saturdays and Sundays. With Mondays being for platformers, Wednesdays being for whatever I feel like, Fridays being for viewer submissions of what game to play, and Saturday or Sundays being Splatoon or Smash Bros. Respectively. Yep, and occasionally I will go live throughout the week doing whatever the hell I feel like it. Also, Implord says that they have a TV show in the UK with a very similar premise called Would I Lie to You?
Apparently, yes.
Yes, I think that's the premise of the show. Alright, so, let's take a quick break to get the follower thing working. So, just let me get over to my computer, and then let's do it. Hey! Welcome, Charlie, and yes, I do play video games. The Gamer Mouse has just hopped into chat.
Oh, nice.
Alright, well, you guys are about to see the first proper debut of my new alert system. Oh, sorry. So, Nightly, follow. So now I'm in a right position for you to do the follow thing.
All right.
Emplord says, well, 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 if it isn't the hand lover. I think we will leave them to that, to themselves. So, have you, do the follow thing whenever, and it should pop up here.
Yes. Sorry, it's just been a while.
No, yeah, that's cool. Gamer Mouse says, let me beep those hands, or let me beep your hands. Implord says, buy me dinner first. And the Gamer Mouse says, gladly, anything for Simplord.
Simplord.
Simplord, king of the Sims.
Verify login code. Yeah, I know. And hold on, I need to tune into stream to be able to hear this.
Alright. So, Nightly, thank you for the follow. There we go. And we are just going to do a little bit of adjustment there. So, this is now what pops up when people follow. Though it isn't supposed to stay for this long, this is just so I can do some final positioning on it. So that way it goes where I want it to.
Alrighty.
And perfectly lined up. There we go.
Great.
Actually, I want to move it up just a wee bit. So we're placing there. Perfectly lined up. And, oh, shite, no. That's not what I meant to activate. Alright, so that is actually that all set up. And we, by the way, are taking a break in 49 minutes. So we will get back to Splatoon right now. By the way, Gamer Mouse, you can type in !shill to get all of our social links. That will be taking you to the Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube.
ready to continue. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can indeed.
Okay.
Alright, so let me quickly read what's been going on in chat. Alright, Import says, I'm not a simp. The Gamer Mouse says, is there any way to boost nightly? He seems a little quiet. Yeah, I can. I've had to boost nightly a couple of times. Anyway, so that'll be no issue. Just give me 1 second. Alright, Nightly, say something.
Changeling, changeling, changeling.
One more time.
Changeling, 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 changeling.
Alright. So, alright, you should be good now.
Alright.
The Gamer Mouse says, you aren't a simp, you're the lord of the simps. The Gamer Mouse, Simp Lord. The Gamer Mouse says, Simp Lord. Implord says, I'm going to slap you. Gamer Mouse says, do it, I have a thing for impact play. And Implord says, what aren't you into, to be honest? And the Gamer Mouse says, drugs, C asterisk B. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be.
CBT.
I don't know what that means, so...
I'm very surprised you don't.
Well, I would know what CBT is. That's cognitive behavioral therapy.
It's... You know how there's a C word for the stuff down there?
Yeah, but he's saying C asterisk B.
Oh, huh.
Oh.
Yes, I know what it is then.
Yeah, then
There's
he's...
a U in the middle of it.
Oh, like kid stuff? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get why you're not into that. Women of any variety, amputation / mutilation, but I'll still ironically moan at the last one. And Implord says we need to chat on Discord at some point.
Does sound like it. Quite fun.
By the way, since no one has done it, I will hit the bang shill command.
Oh yeah, bang it.
By the way, I have figured out what's going to happen when we hit 75 followers on Twitch. Since I don't think either I think Implord was here, but I don't think the Gamer Mouse was. So, when we hit 75 followers on Twitch, I will be doing a drinking game, but instead of being a drinking game in Hades, I will be doing it as a drinking game in Mario. I'm not sure what Mario yet. Maybe Mario Maker 2? You know what? I will let chat decide what Mario I'm going to do it in. And chat will set challenges for me, which can range from building certain levels of certain types, or what? Seriously? I just fixed that. I just fucking fixed that. Here, give me a sec. I'm gonna have to quickly fix that. Discord link is broken. Again.
Ah. Damn.
So give me 1 second. I gotta fix that.
It is just not behaving.
Yeah, I gotta fix that real quick. So I'm taking my headphones off, and I'm gonna be away from the mic for a second. Because I swear, I fixed this 3 different times, and it never works. It never works. Okay, I'm back. Alright. It should be working now. Okay.
Alrighty.
So, Gamer Mouse, please stop spamming. Please stop spamming. Your spamming is wholly unwelcome. Please stop spamming.
Well, there is a stream delay, so...
Yes, I know.
I'll message in chat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this command should be working now. Yeah, it's a 25-second delay. Yeah, I've got a 25-second delay, so I might have started going like, stop, 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 and you would have already stopped, but by the time you're hearing it, like... Yeah, that's possible. Anyway, the command should work, the link should be working now, it's a fresh link. So if you join the Discord, you can link me your Switch friend code, and if you have Splatoon, please join Team Aliens, and you can hop in and join the call.
People try to pull out an ink vac, and then I can just roll them over.
Nice. By the way, I'm waiting in the room for you when you get back.
Yes. Unfortunate. Oh, you disconnected?
No, I had to stop to go fix the bot.
Ah.
The Gamer Mouse is saying that there's also a bad delay on his end, so... Yeah, I can get that. Feel free to join the Discord. As well as follow us on Twitter, where you can get all sorts of updates on the schedule and watch the VODs on YouTube. By the way, on April 15th, we will be doing the 30 subscribers, 30 followers for 30 hours, where every hour on the hour we will be changing to playing a new game decided on by chat. And if chat can't pick a game, either because no one voted, then I will be picking whatever game I want. And if all of you have opted for a tied game, I will be picking between those two games, and there will be no repeats.
That is a lot of games.
Yes, I have a lot of games.
Same.
Additionally, you guys can opt to be as cruel or as kind as you want, because I'm putting literally every game on there, so if you guys want to decide, after 29 hours, it's time for me to do some Ring Fit Adventure, well then we will play some Ring Fit Adventure for the last hour of the stream, as exhausted as I may be.
Devious and also very fun.
Additionally, when we hit 50 followers, I will be doing a cookbook where Preds will be helping give all of you tasty little prey a nice guide to cooking. Where we will have some of the Pred friends of the channel donate some recipes, and I will cook my favorite 10 of them, and do a pre-cord. Additionally, Patreon will be launching on the 30 follower special. Yes, we will be having a Patreon, and during that, I will create a pre-cord where I will show off what will be happening as at the start of the stream. You'll be able to see the Patreon. So, lastly, when we hit 75 followers, we will be doing a drinking game, but unlike Toby and his alcohol, I will be doing mine with hot sauce. Where you guys will be giving me challenges in a Mario game, be it Mario Maker, Mario Odyssey, basically every Mario game on the Switch. Where you guys all can decide what challenge I have to do. Failing that challenge will mean that I will have to take a shot of a spicier hot sauce than the last one. And if we get any followers, subscribers, or donations, there will be an additional set for doing those, where everyone who does an additional one will make me take a shot of an even spicier hot sauce. And the only relief I will have from the hot sauce is Greek yogurt. And by the way, we will actually not be going based on amount of time or an amount of challenges done, but actually based on the amount of hot sauces done. We will be starting with Sriracha, moving on to Frank's Red Hot, and then whatever I can find at the store arranged in Scoville, finishing off with a local brand called Jeff Salem's Lot Scary Hot Sauces, and finishing off with the hottest of them all, Cremation, which is actually as high on the Scoville scale as police grade pepper spray. Also, for those wondering what the little timer in the corner is, that is how long till we take our next break. And we will be taking a break at 3 to get some food and prepare for what comes next. I'm still not sure what to have for lunch, actually. I think I may have some Jamaican patties, actually.
Jamaican patties?
Yes, so I'm not sure if they're actually a Jamaican thing or not, but it's essentially spicy ground beef inside of pastry.
Interesting.
And roughly in the shape of a sandwich. Or kind of like a pizza pocket, but square. And about the size of a sandwich? I hope you get what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Cool, yeah.
Basically, pizza sandwich.
Yeah, but there's no pizza sauce.
Calzone.
Nope, it's just spicy ground beef. Inside of a pastry. That's roughly the size of a sandwich.
Alright.
If you're leaving to go to the stream from Toby, he doesn't go live until 3:30, which is, should be in an hour. But if it's other things, I also totally get that as well. Thank you for stopping by. And I just got a low battery warning on my controller.
On my headphones.
Huh, neat. But before you go, I have one last thing for you.
I won't be going until the break time. Low battery doesn't mean dead. And at the very worst, I'll just be not talking.
I more meant for Implored.
Ooh. Nice.
There we go. Ah, you've got other plans. Okay. That's completely understandable. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I hope that was an enjoyable send-off for you.
There are many meanings to the words that send off.
Exactly.
Imagine a praised soldier getting a 21 belt salute.
Indeed.
So of course, to be able to walk up that much gas, they need to throw in some other prey just to honor this one.
Exactly.
I imagine the prey soldier desperately railing against it before he was eaten. But the soldiers just do it anyways, because they want to eat those other ones.
Yep. And, Implored, I hope you have a good day. You're also welcome to come back at any time. We love having people come by to hang out. I'm also going to quickly end the stream and then reopen it back up when we go on break.
Why?
Mostly so that way I can upload the first part of the stream to YouTube while we're on break.
Ah. Nice.
Yeah. But it'll literally, like, the stream comes to a close, and then the stream reopens, like, seconds later, so people can carry over.
Got
Also...
Jackie today.
Oh, you are indeed. Also, last night I ran out of Candy Nerds.
Hopefully not real nerds.
Well, no, not at all. But, my roommate is going shopping, and I gave him some money to pick me up 2 boxes of nerds. As opposed to
Nice.
just 1. It is nice indeed. Also, asked him to grab me 2 bottles of Montelier. Or Montelier. Montelier? Fizzy soda
I
water
would
that's
not
slightly
know.
lemony.
Alright.
Yeah. It's really tasty.
Got it.
Actually, because you're into sort of, like, weird facts about things, do you watch Technology Connections?
No.
Have you heard of him?
Nope.
You should totally check out Technology Connections, either while you're on break, or after the stream, or anything like that.
Alright. How long is break for, by the way?
I was just planning on doing 15 minutes.
Oh.
Because that would give me time to get some food, use the bathroom, and boil the kettle again, because I have finished my mini pot of tea I made myself earlier.
I think I'm gonna have to take a bit of a longer one to charge the headphones and get lunch since I don't have too much in the kitchen right now.
That's more than acceptable. I might take a break myself as well to, well, from Splatoon itself. I might switch over to, Zelda, actually.
Alright.
Take a quick break, and then come back to Splatoon whenever you are back and ready to go.
Well, if you're doing that, it probably would be best to resume around Splatfest time.
Yeah, maybe 6 then, since it starts at 7?
Yeah.
Cool.
And some last bits of grinding before then. And get lunch and dinner.
Indeed. So, I'm probably gonna go do Zelda until 5:45 and take a break, so that way we come back for some Splatoon 3 right at 6 after the break. Alright, we've just got 23 minutes left in Splatoon before the break, so is there anything you wanted to talk about before we called it? And I moved over to Zelda.
Oh. Do you have any tips for streamers?
Do I have tips for streamers?
Yes.
Let me think for a sec. Because I've basically been doing this for like a couple of months, and that's it. Don't don't get discouraged if you literally have one person in chat and they're your friend.
Of course not. All right.
Also, don't feel bad about listening to stuff on like an earbud or in your headphones while you're doing your thing. Like, especially not if you're doing a week-long thing like I am. I could not keep up playing one game for this amount of time without, like, listening to, like, breakdowns of the Zelda trailer and hanging out with you and watching the Nintendo podcast, essentially in my ear live on stream, but without chat being able to hear it.
Interesting.
Yeah, part of that is the tinnitus, and so... part of that is the ASD. And part of that's just being a normal fucking human. We are not... Humans are barely built to keep up concentration for half an hour, let alone days. You know, people say that the attention span got shorter because TV was 20 minutes, and specifically broken up into 5-minute chunks with ad intervals. No, we broke it up into 5-minute chunks with ad intervals because that's about the human attention span. We can dedicate about a half hour to one thing, and if we break it up inside of that half hour into 5-minute chunks, we can really easily deal with it. More than that, and we start having issues. So that's why TV is the way it is, not the other way around. Like, we've had TV for all of, like, you know, 50 years? Or not 50 years, sorry. We've had TV for, well, we're heading close to a century from its earliest inceptions. We've had TV, though, for, like, as commonly as a thing, for, like, 70, maybe 80 years. It would not have had this effect on our attention span this quickly. Now, I've found something I'm an outlier on, and I'm curious if you know what your opinions are on this. So, would you rather sit down to watch one 1-hour video, 3 20-minute videos, or 61-minute videos?
Honestly, it can totally vary depending on what other activities I'm doing at the time. If I'm doing nothing at all, then it is absolutely the 61-minute videos. If I am working on, like, a project or some extended work stuff, then it will be the 3 2-minute, 20-minute videos, and I'll, like, do some work, watch a video, do some work, watch a video. If I'm going to have it playing in the background, then it's absolutely the hour video as a, like, game in something.
Oh, and see, for me, it never changes. I would always rather a 1-hour video than a 20-minute video, and a 20-minute video over a 1-minute video.
Interesting.
Mostly because what I want to watch is stuff that I find interesting, and if I want to watch something that I find interesting, I don't want a brief summary, which is essentially what you get if you check the Wikipedia article, or, you know how Google has those little info things when you look something up, like, what is this, or what is that?
Absolutely.
Like, I'd rather read, like, the big Wikipedia article, or, like, a research paper, over those little blurbs, and the same thing goes for content, like for videos. I would much rather watch, you know, a documentary over a 20-minute breakdown, and I'd much rather take that 20-minute breakdown over the 1-minute summary. Now, I've found that I am an outlier in this. Like, all of my family thinks I'm a little bit crazy for that.
I don't think so. Often I wish there was more 1-hour videos on stuff I like, but if I'm just sitting there doing nothing, I want so much bombarding me that I'm not bored. Because boredom feels like death.
Oh, yeah. That's why I prefer watching interesting things, and I find when I'm scrolling constantly, or even looking up little short videos, I find, well, that was interesting, but I want to know more. Oh, look, this next thing is on something I don't care about at all. Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, look, something interesting again. Oh, I wish there was more. And that's what I'm constantly left with, is the I wish there was more. Meanwhile, I will sit down, like, with nothing to do, and go, I want to watch an H-Bomber guy video. And I will just watch an hour long... I've even watched, like, his Pathologic video is 2.5 hours. I have watched that in one sitting.
Logic, that's the game.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to compare Lobotomy Corp to.
Oh,
Pathologic is base management. Lobotomy Corp is base management Pathologic.
okay. That actually sounds really interesting, then. Because, so I watched his video, and I went out and I played Pathologic 2. Because that's the one he recommended to play. He didn't recommend you play Pathologic 1. Now, I've also since gone back and played the original Pathologic as well. And I thought both were really quite fun. Alright, and we've got 15 minutes left. So, I'm curious, what was your first H-Bomber Guy video?
Climate change.
Climate change, okay. My first one would be his response to Davis O'Reilly. I'm not sure if you've seen his Davis O'Reilly one.
I don't believe I have.
He's the bald guy who goes around in a trilby hat with the skull in the background and smoking.
Yeah, I have not.
Okay. He's done a couple with Davis O'Reilly, actually. Or, sorry, he's done a couple making fun of Davis O'Reilly. But that was the first one from him I ever saw, which led me to the Sargon video, which is part of what pulled me out of that, haha, SJWs are so silly. It's like, oh, these people are idiots. They're not actually doing the research I think that they're doing. And then it's like, well, what does that say about my beliefs that they're informed by my assumption that they were doing their research? And that led me down a rabbit hole of actually doing my own research into all this stuff, and actually being the skeptic I claimed I was, and it's like, oh, I was just wrong. And, yeah. Now, with some of the, left-wing content that people produced at the time, poorly done or poorly expressed or poorly phrased, yeah, definitely.
But so is the right wing.
Yeah. It's just that what the right wing was presenting was the assumed narrative already, so it was a lot easier to buy what they were selling, even if they didn't present it as clearly. Because of those sort of nascent cultural assumptions that people take when looking at just about any topic. But making those cultural assumptions was assuming something that had not been proven. Plus, there are a lot of methodological problems with what they believed as well, like, for example, one thing that they assumed was a linguistic prescriptivism. Essentially, that words have fixed definitions and meanings that have been prescribed by dictionaries. Which, if you ever sit down and talk to a linguist, that's not how words work.
Agreed.
Yeah, words have descriptive meanings. In other words, we take what we believe a word to mean, and that is the meaning we give it. But over time that can shift as we change what we believe a word means. Like, for example, in the Middle Ages, the word fuck meant to hit.
I thought it was the fornication under consent of king thing.
No. It originally meant to hit and was related to the word felling.
Interesting.
Like knocking down a tree. Then it gained the assumption that, oh, well, you're knocking over a woman. Well, why are you knocking over a woman? Oh, you're going to do this. So it became a crime in the late Middle Ages. It became, you've done that. You have fucked a woman. Because the assumption is that only a man could do it to a woman, even though that's not true. And so it became the legal word used to describe a crime. But then, as English is known to do, the word became essentially turned into slang for the act of reproduction. The fornicative act. You know. And from there, that's how we ended up with the modern-day concept of fucking.
Well, that's a fucking cool Oh, pray. That's a fucking cool explanation.
Well, thank you. There are a couple of other words like that that have massively shifted in their meaning over time. Let me see if I can think of another one here. Actually, here's one that's kind of interesting, is the word black. Like for the color, not for the racial group.
Oh?
So, in English, the word black means something that is, like, without light. You know? The antithesis of white. But in French, and quite possibly Spanish as well, and Italian, I'm not sure, but French in specific, the word for black is noir. And I think in Spanish it's negro, and I have no idea what it is in Italian. Which is, by the way, how we ended up with both of the N-words. But it really just does mean black, but in Spanish. But in Spanish or in French and possibly Spanish, white is blanc, which is where English gets the word blank from, which is kind of funny. But they both come from the same root word. Yes, so, in Proto-Indo-European, the sort of language that both the Romance and Gothic, and by extension the Germanic languages are derived from, there is a word that is debated on how it's pronounced or written, but most people figure, or most linguists figure, it was something close to a block. And it meant fire, but not strictly fire in the way that in English we mean the word fire. So, one set of languages, the Latin-derived languages, took the word to mean the brightness of the flame itself, whereas the Germanic languages and the Celtic languages and the Gothic languages took it to mean what was left over after the flame, essentially the burned remnant.
Interesting.
And so one group took it and made it blanc, meaning white, like the glowing flame, and another group took it and made it black, like the ash that's left over.
Neat.
And so those are two wildly divergent meanings. Something you might also find interesting is, so let's say you have a chicken, right?
Sure.
So that is an animal that was very close to the Anglo-Saxons in England, right? Royalty didn't eat chicken. Which is why you have a chicken and you eat a chicken.
Alright.
But if you take a cow, what is its meat?
Beef.
Yes, deriving from the French word bouffe. Meanwhile, cow is very Anglo-Saxon. If you have a pig, what is its meat?
Bacon or pork.
Yeah. And pig is a very Anglo-Saxon word, and pork is a very French word. And
it's like with deer and venison.
yeah, as well as if you go hunting for ducks, or geese, or swans, or whatever, their meat is fowl, even though...
No, it's usually quite good, actually.
Foul in the sense of birds, not foul
Yes,
in the
yes.
sense of bad. So the meat is considered fowl, which is not an English word, even though most of the animal names are English words. And that's largely because the aristocrats who were largely consuming and cooking and writing the recipes that we would eventually come to use were mostly French. Meanwhile, those mostly eating, or those mostly handling the animals day to day were Anglo-Saxons. In fact, it took until the 11th century for English to be permitted to be spoken amongst England's aristocracy. And it took until the 1300s for England to have a king who spoke English as their primary language. Up until then, they were mostly all speaking Old French. Which is why English has words like court and justice and republic and stuff like that, whereas if you look at other things like law and, words like law, order...
Barrister.
Well, no, barrister is a French one. But law and order are both old Anglo-Saxon words.
Oh.
Because, well, the king had his court, and, if you were to look at an old English, or if you were to look at what English people spoke to mean, justice in the past, they would refer to it as a form of peace between people. They wouldn't say it like that because, modern English, great vowel shift, stuff like that. But the word for justice was peace. And so there's sort of a holdover in that you have people who are called justices of the peace. And it's like, well, that's kind of weird.
Keeping the peace.
Yeah. Alright, and I think we've got one more match before the timer goes and it's time for the break.
Alright.
Actually, do we want to try doing a table turf battle?
I just hit yes, but I will be down for that. Cancel it?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's cancel that. And let's try doing a table turf battle, because I think they only just added multiplayer table turf battles.
No. It was just trickier to do it.
Oh, okay.
But I will need to update my deck since it's been a bit.
Yeah, I essentially updated my deck when like January, and I haven't done anything with table turf since.
Oh, what?
Just let me know when your deck is all up to date.
Yep.
Yeah. One last interesting linguistics thought. So, you know how some verbs are regular and some verbs are irregular?
My deck is ready.
Alright, cool. Alright, I'm opening a table turf battle with friends. And creating the room, and... Alright, let's get right into this. Do you want to do straight shot or thunder point?
Up to you.
Let's do thunder point, it's more interesting.
Alright. Well, that was pretty close.
It was indeed. That's one thing I really like about this particular map is it actually forces a more interesting battle.
I agree.
Alright, so I think that is it for now. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, it will just be me, and we will be playing some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in our continuing series where we play some Breath of the Wild in the lead up to Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will be back very, very soon. No, that's not what I want. Um...
Yes, indeed. Thanks for having me.